Hey guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. Now, in today's video, guys, I am finally back with a full review, and today's full review is going to be on the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I know it's been a while. If you watched my last quick review for the D&D movie, you would have seen what's kind of been going on, why I haven't been uploading as much. So hopefully I established everything pretty well in that video. But obviously March, pretty eventful month for me. But I actually did get my 3 movies in for March. Obviously the Scream, D&D, and then I watched 65 just a few days ago, and so I am once again off to a pretty good start. I'm not going to be doing a review on 65, obviously, because I'm like a month late, but when I get to the end of the year, when I do my 2023 movies I saw tier list, which I'm building up very, very greatly right now, I will talk about that movie in there. But my 3 movies for this month are Mario, obviously, which I've already watched, Big George Foreman, which I'm sure a lot of you are like, you know, you watch Creed 3, but you didn't watch Creed 3, but you're gonna watch Big George Foreman. I know. And then Evil Dead Rise, which I just found out today will be playing in my local theater, so I'm super excited to see that. I'm happy I don't have to resort to streaming for that one. Yeah, probably my most anticipated movie as of right now. So yeah, lots of exciting movies coming up here this month, and so expect those reviews for this month. That's pretty much what's going to be coming up. And if you're over at the Ars Political channel, I am on spring break right now. It is the first day of spring break. I would like to get a video out for Ars Political while I have a bunch of time, and so there's no guarantees, but I would like to get a video out over there. There's a lot of stuff I could talk about right now, so just stay tuned over there. I can't make any guarantees, though. And I think that's really all of the updates that I need to make. I just watched the Super Mario Bros. Movie last night on opening day, which is kind of weird because usually movies come out on a Friday, in which I usually watch them on premiere night, which would be a Thursday. But they pushed the Mario movie back to Wednesday, so I got to see it even earlier. So getting on to the review, first talking about the plot, which the plot is very, very, very straightforward, which is one of the great things about this movie. Very, very straightforward and very, very effective plot. Basically, Mario and Luigi, they start their plumbing business, and they get sucked into this pipe that takes them to this mushroom world while they're trying to fix a client's house. And in the process, Mario loses his brother Luigi, who gets captured by Bowser and his evil army and all that kind of stuff. And so he has to go and try and save his brother, so he goes and finds help from Princess Peach, King Kong, and this toad that told him about Princess Peach. And they all go and attempt to save his brother Luigi from the evil Bowser and all that kind of stuff. And obviously Bowser has this conflicting motivation with wanting to trying to marry Princess Peach, and Mario's, you know, a love interest for Princess Peach, so you can see how that conflicts there. So very, very straightforward plot, and it works really, really well. Overall, I only really have just a bunch of great things to say about this movie. There's very, very little things that I have negative to say about this movie, which is weird because I was looking on Rotten Tomatoes, and I was going on to Rotten Tomatoes to make my review for this movie, and I was seeing the rating, and it's like a 54% for the critic score. For the audience score, very, very good. It's like 96%. But for the critic score, for some reason, I don't know what's going on there. I'm not really sure why the critics are having it so low. I don't really see why this movie could be so low for them, because overall, I had a really, really great time with this movie. I was never really, obviously I didn't grow up in the 80s and 90s when the Mario movies were very, very popular or anything like that. But even then, you know, I was never a huge fan of the Mario games. I mean, I'd occasionally play them on my, you know, Nintendo DS or whatever, but I was never a huge fan of Mario, so I don't really have a whole lot of nostalgia for the Mario games and things like that. But overall, I figured this would be a really, really good movie, and if you're going here for, whether you're going here for the nostalgia or bring your kids, I think either way you're going to be pretty satisfied. There are a lot of great things for everybody in this movie. It is very, very fun. It's got lots of laughs, especially with Bowser. He makes this movie a lot more funny with his moments where he's, talking about how he wants to marry Princess Peach. Just a lot of funny moments, and he's talking to his army and things like that. There's a lot of funny moments to be had there. And also, what just enhanced it even more is my theater was filled with a lot of funny people who, whenever there was like a silent moment in the movie, they would say something extremely funny during that silent moment. So it just enhanced my experience even more in this movie. Overall, Mario, very, very colorful, had a very, very fun time with it. The plot is very straightforward and effective. Anybody can understand it. And I really had very, very few issues with this movie. I think the main criticism of this movie was the voice actors, and how they weren't really voice acting. They were just, saying something in the mic, and then they were putting that for that particular character, which I guess I could somewhat agree with. But even when Mario and Luigi and all these different characters who are played by these very, very popular actors were talking with each other, for me, at least, I wasn't thinking about how, oh, that's Chris Pratt, or that's Seth Rogen, or all that kind of stuff. I wasn't really thinking about that much, and so it didn't really bother me so much. And I actually already watched reviews where people had made those particular criticisms before I watched the movie, and still, I don't know, it really wasn't much of an issue for me. So I could understand that maybe the voice acting wasn't the best, or it wasn't top tier, and maybe it didn't feel like they were playing that character to their fullest potential. I still had a really fun time with the movie overall. Obviously, some of the characters maybe could have been portrayed better. Especially King Kong, I think they could have done a better job with him. He's probably the main one that I think they could have stepped it up a little bit. But overall, it wasn't a huge problem for me. That's the main criticism people have with the movie. But overall, very, very fun, colorful, lots of laughs, and the runtime is just the perfect amount of time to not be too long and not be too short. And I just had a really, really fun time with the Mario movie, which is, it's just weird to me that on Rotten Tomatoes, for the critics, there's something going on with that critic score, and I'm really, really curious to see why exactly it's so low. But that's pretty much it for the review. On Rotten Tomatoes, I gave this movie a 5 out of 5 stars, and I think I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. I don't think it's a perfect 10 out of 10 or whatever. I feel like it would be weird to give a movie like this a 10 out of 10, but I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10. I really didn't have a lot of problems with it. There was just a lot of good stuff that came out of this movie. I had a really good fun time with it, and so it gets the high rating that it does for that reason. So 9.5 out of 10 for me. I would definitely encourage you to go out, see the Mario movie in theaters while it's super busy, and I think you're going to have a fun time with it. Stay tuned for the future reviews coming this month. Evil Dead Rise and Big George Foreman are the two movies I'm going to be seeing this month. And if you're subscribed over at the R's Political channel, there's no guarantees, but I would like to get a video out while I am in spring break. So other than that, that is going to be it for the video. Like and subscribe, guys, and I will see you next time.